Welcome to Book Time with Ryan. I am Ryan, and today I'm doing a tag on Tuesday, probably. It's called the I'm So Annoyed book tag. But before I start the tag, I got a little show and tell. I ordered a couple weeks ago this little box. I didn't really order the box. Inside it is a small piece of aerogel. What is aerogel? Aerogel is the lightest, least dense solid in the world. It looks like, it kind of looks like a cloud. It's not, it's a solid 95% air. And it's really good at insulating. It was used to insulate the wires of the Mars rover. But I just saw pictures of these things and I decided that I wanted to get one. So I did. And it's up on my bookshelf usually. Cool. Show and tell. All right. So this is the I'm So Annoyed book tag. You know what I'm annoyed by? No one tags me. No one tags me. Ever. Well, in the last, I think like 10 months, I have not been tagged. But that changed this week. Caitlin from Bandy's Books tagged me in the I'm So Annoyed book tag, and I was very excited about it. I watched her video, and then I tried to forget everything, so I would approach this tag completely fresh. I did get some of the information. This was created by Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading, which I read as Books Sim No Treading, and I don't know why I can't see things the right way the first time, but it's Books I'm Not Reading. So check out Kelly. I'm going to subscribe. And she said, so she created the tag, but she said that it was inspired by a video she saw from Melinda at A Web of Stories, which I'm reading as Awabu Stories. Yeah, I'm really bad at reading. I don't know if they're called hashtags on YouTube or what. Handles? Something? And then I was tagged by Caitlin. I'm going to read the questions, which are on my laptop, and I will include the questions in the description down below, as well as links to Kelly and Melinda's channels, and Caitlin's channel, and the channel that I tag. So here we go. Number 1, do publishers ever do things that you find annoying? Share an example. I don't know what publishers do. I mean, I know they publish books, but I don't really know like where the publishing ends and the editing begins, or where the publishing ends and the book sales begin. I just don't know enough to assign blame responsibly. But I'll blame somebody for something. I will say something I'm happy with. I will say something I will say something I am fucking A. I will say something I am unhappy with from publishers. Or by publishers. A publisher ignored the great Moby Dick opportunity from Herman Melville. It did not get good reviews. It was denied by the first person he went to in London. And I think it's unfortunate that Herman Melville did not experience his fame in his later lifetime, especially when it comes to Moby Dick. That's a publisher's problem. Are there other things publishers do that I don't like? Probably. I just don't know what they do, besides publishing books I don't like. But you know what? Somebody likes them, probably. So I'm okay with that. Number 2. Have you ever been annoyed by a spoiler? Even something as simple as someone else telling you there's a great twist. I think a true spoiler is something that spoils. I know. That's surprising. So if it didn't spoil it for me, it wouldn't be a spoiler? If you're telling me how the book ends, that's kind of shitty, I think. If you are saying that something is going to happen, it depends on how much you're really giving away there. If you're saying something like, wow, a book really threw me a curveball. Like that's pretty open. And I honestly love books that do that. And I think sometimes I read into it too much. Like I think there's going to be a curveball and then there isn't. So someone telling me there is maybe would make me happier to read it. Even though I think when I'm overthinking a book, I'm also anticipating curveballs that never happen. And I guess that's on me, but so even if you tell me there's a twist, I'm probably going to read into it too much anyway and hope there's a twist even when there may not be sometimes. But if you're giving us an actual spoiler, if you're spoiling the book, that's not cool. That would annoy me. And number 3, have you ever been annoyed by what you discovered in a little free library, a book sale, or used bookstore? Tell us what you found and why it was so annoying. Not little free libraries. I mean, there are things that I think people shouldn't put in there, and Caitlin touched on one of them, poorly maintained books. It's not a throwaway bin. That's where you're supposed to be exchanging books for other books, not discarding horribly maintained books. But it's free. So I like annoying, yeah, okay. But also, what can I do? It's free. My mom set up a little free library in Maryland. My parents gave me a book called The Purple Lamb England Lost, and they put it in the little free library, like staged it. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, this book from 1885 that I've been looking for. And they were there, so nobody else took it. But as far as like a book sale, I don't know. I mean, like the thing is, I'm looking at the book. So the only time I would be annoyed at a book sale or a used bookstore by what I buy is if I didn't know what I was buying. I think where you can see that sometimes is online purchases, where it's presented as a certain condition and then you get it and it's clearly not that condition at all. If it's a used book and it's advertised as new, that's the shit that annoys me. But I feel like if I'm buying it in a bookstore, I'm gonna flip through the pages to make sure everything's okay. Anyway, I should. I think I do. But let me tell you what annoys me about used bookstores. If I am donating books or I'm selling, there are some bookstores where you can sell your books and they will give you an estimate, and then you can either take it and get cash, or you can take it for store credit, or you can, I guess, reject it. I really hate when you give them something and they skimp on what they pay and then they increase the price quite a bit when they sell it. There's nothing more annoying to me in a used bookstore where you sell something for what you think is below what it's worth, and then you go back in there and find the exact same copy later. It's the copy that you gave, and it's 10 times what they paid you, or 5 times what they paid you. That annoys me. There are times where they will give you so little money for something that I've thrown it into the free pile just so they can't make the 50 cents off of it. That's kind of like a buyer beware. Number 4, when it comes to short story collections, are you annoyed if there's a novella in the middle of the collection? Nah, not really. I don't know when something becomes a novella from a short story. I don't know what the cutoff is. I don't read a whole lot of short stories, and when I have, I've liked them. They've been cool, but it's pretty rare. So it's an experience every time I do it. And honestly, I probably would have no idea if there was a novella in the middle of that, because I don't know what that would be. I don't even know if that's happened to me. So I will say that I will not be annoyed if it happens in the future, and I have not been annoyed if it's already happened. I just don't know. I don't know any of the answers to these questions. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Number 5, deckled edges. Beautiful or annoying? Not beautiful. I don't think I have any. I would be okay with it. I think there are nice books that are beautiful that I would be scared to read because I don't want them to get all oily or ripped up or anything. But that's just more of how I would handle it. It's not, the fact that it exists itself is not something that would annoy me. And I think beauty in books is very cool. So, yeah, I don't think I'm annoyed by that. Number 6, Other people's annotations in a used book or library book, annoying, or are you okay with it? Two answers here. In a used book, I'm okay with. It doesn't necessarily mean that I want that. I don't annotate, not because I'm totally against it. I just don't know what I would do with that. Like, I'm not typically going back and looking at, ooh, what did I think about this book? If you've watched my channel, you know that seems a lot more organized than I am on this channel. And annotating would be another level higher of paying attention. And for what reason, I don't know. I don't care when other people do it. I'm not really looking at their annotation. There's the S book, or the Ship of Theseus, where I've done a review on that, where that's part of the experience of the book. That's kind of cool. But I have some books that are annotated from other people, and I don't care. What's weird is when people highlight the entire page, like they're using it to show what they've read. And that's like, that's not really helpful to anybody else. As far as library books, though, I think that is very annoying and bullshit. You are temporarily taking custody of a library book. It's not yours. Don't write in it. Don't do stuff to it. Read it. Return it. On time, hopefully. There's no reason you should be annotating in a library book. If you want to make copies and then annotate on the copies, that's cool. But not on the library book. That's annoying. I am not okay with that. Used books, yes, because you own them. If you own your book, do whatever you want with it. And when you sell it, or you turn it in to a used bookstore or whatever, then it's up to the buyer to realize if it's been annotated and if that's an important factor and if you're going to buy the book or not. It doesn't really weigh on me, unless it's a nice book that I want because it's a nice, collectible, valuable book. Then I wouldn't want it annotated. Number 7. If there's a series or a collection of certain kinds of books, like an imprint, and changes are made, are you annoyed or okay with it? If yes, give us an example. Kinda. I have enough series or enough books from a specific author that I would love for them all to fit together nicely, and they haven't, and I've just had to accept that. So that is an example of like a kind of annoyed, but not really. Not really. That's not an annoyed thing. One of the examples, John le Carre books, like Penguin versions, and then there's other ones, and the Penguin ones all fit together nicely and they look nice together, but then there's other ones that aren't matte finished, and like, but I don't care that much because I didn't buy them as a collection. There are some of the Northwestern Newberry Library or whatever it's called collections of Herman Melville's books that I thought they were all going to be the same hue and the same size, and they're not. And I don't know why they're different, but some of them one of them I bought new and the other ones I bought used, and it's really hard to tell what kind you're buying because they're different sizes. And they're just old, I guess, kind of old. So maybe they change their size at some point, but they don't all fit together, and that's a little annoying, but not too bad. I don't know. I don't get too worked up about it. I think it would be annoying if you were specifically trying to collect a series from the same publisher and they change the style in the middle of it. A series. Books that are related to each other, not necessarily books from the same author. That can happen. I get it. But so that yes and no, kind of. Number 8. Do the decisions of characters in a novel ever annoy you? Share the book and the decisions you found annoying. Yes, they do. I don't think I can say a specific book, but I'll just a couple. I get annoyed when characters leave out important information that would really help out other characters. I don't know if it's Jurassic Park or The Lost World, but if you're going somewhere and you know they're going to be real live dinosaurs that eat people, make sure everyone understands that. There's no reason that anybody should discover that there are dinosaurs on an island you're going to as the dinosaurs attacking them. They should have gotten a clear heads up. And if I knew that there were a bunch of dinosaurs around, I would not be just hanging out, cooking out on the outside of a trailer. I'd be hanging out inside that trailer quite a bit. I also get annoyed when characters make the wrong decisions. Like decisions that compound the problems they're having when you're just like, just make the easy decision. I don't like necessarily when characters lie and they get themselves into more trouble, either with family or friends, the government. I love books where those things don't happen. Actually, I did a review on Treasure Island, and I watched it recently. And one of the things I mentioned in my review was that there are things that you think the main character is going to do that would be a mistake or would be done with limited knowledge, and it works out. I appreciate that. That is what I want to see. I want to see them make right decisions or mitigate wrong decisions. And I don't like when they just make things more and more difficult for themselves. In the kind of books that I like, rarely is it needed. I like imperfect characters, but I don't like characters where the mistakes are forced, where naturally somebody wouldn't do something and for some reason they do the exact opposite, and that is more of a problem. That's what I like to avoid. I hope that makes sense. Number 9. Are you ever annoyed by how someone organizes their books? What do you find annoying? No, I don't think so. I mean, like who outside of BookTube, I'm not going over to people's houses and checking out their collections. I wish I could. I wish they'd come over and check out mine. No, I'm not. There are things that I wish I could do with my collection and organize it in a different way. But sometimes there's just a space issue or like a book height issue, or a book might fall into different categories. But as far as other people, how they organize their books, no, do whatever you want. If I don't like it, I'm not going to tell you. And there's no reason my opinion would really carry any more weight than anybody else's on your decisions for your bookshelves. Just take care of your books. Be nice to them. That's what I try to do for mine. Number 10. Share something bookish that you find annoying. That's hard. I don't like on BookTube people covering the same books all the time. That's annoying. I don't like a lot of times when people go with the same kind of I'm disgusted by this behavior approaches to a lot of videos. I think most of the people I subscribe to don't do that anyway, but it just gets on my nerves, the holier than thou kind of approach some people have to books or reading. I get that some people don't like certain authors or don't like the way certain books are written, but like, whatever, just don't read them. You don't have to tell everyone else not to read them. I don't like movie tie-ins, like media tie-ins, whatever, where they have scenes from a movie that's about to come out. I don't like that. I don't like stickers. I think everyone says that. You don't like the stickers because they have like all the sticky stuff. And you're like, eh. I don't like those. I'm in that school of thought. I also don't like where they have the fake ones. Although I think that would be like a way to get rid of the sticker problem. But the problem that I have with the fake stickers where it's just part of the print of the cover is there's nothing unique about that anymore. I had one that said like a new low price of whatever. I think it says something like new special price. If that's a permanent thing on the cover, it's not a special price. That is the price. That annoys me. A price is a price. If it's on there permanently, that's the price. It's not special. It might be new, but it's what it is. Special prices. Here's the price, and now we're knocking it down another $10 for this limited time. That's special. Otherwise, it's just a repricing. What else? I don't like when bits of the covers come off. That happened with a book that has Jurassic Park and Lost World. They both are in one book, but the red on the cover rubs off. I don't like when books come in different conditions than they're listed online. I mean, there's probably a lot of things, bookish things that I don't like. There are plenty of bookish things that I find annoying in BookTube or in the bookish social media sphere. I found bookish social media to be fairly unwelcoming. I don't think a lot of, especially younger folks, are especially open-minded or accepting. And if you fall afoul of some of those people, they kind of have this gang up piranha mentality of let's get them. And I'm 40. Like I don't know. I'm willing to push back a little bit, but it's also just a waste. It's a waste of time. And I saw that on Twitter, and I just got tired of it. I use that really just to talk to a few people and post links to my videos, and that's it. On BookTube, not really a whole lot of annoying stuff. I will say this. I had this experience where someone in her videos tried to look very welcoming and nice and open. And I asked if she was talking about a certain bookstore in the Washington, D.C. area. And I got this kind of nasty gram where I was like, I don't want anybody knowing where I am. But it's like, you're using your name and your face. How long do you think it's going to take for somebody to make that connection? If you don't want people to know who you are, don't have a BookTube channel where your face is all over it, because they're going to know. It's 2024. That was something that I found really annoying. I don't think I apologized, but I unsubscribed to that person. And I think the other bookish thing that I find annoying is people who just take books. And I have been annoyed by people who say that they're going to read a book that you've recommended, a book that you sent, and then they don't. And I get that people have other things they want to read, but I had somebody who I sent 2 books to, and then basically was ghosted anytime I brought up those 2 books. Not other things, but those books. After being told, like, I'll definitely read these. Oh, thanks so much. I spent money to send them overseas and never heard back. That annoyed me. That annoyed the shit out of me. I unsubscribed after that. People are going to lie sometimes. People are going to not follow through with things. Get it. But it's still annoying. All right, number 11. Tag other people. I'm going to tag a new channel that I have watched 2 of their videos. They have some shorts. It is Those Book People. There's 2 of them. It's a couple. I like their approach. I think they seem like they're going to be funny and not be politically correct, which I love on BookTube when people aren't towing the line, the BookTube line. Awesome. So check out Those Book People. I'm including a link to their channel in the description area. And again, Caitlin from Bandy's Books, thanks for tagging me. I hope everyone realizes what my thumbnail is, because I did not spend that much time on it, but I felt like it was a good thing. It was a good thumbnail, I felt like. So, thanks for being here today. If you haven't gotten your own aerogel, go get some. It's so cool. It's not cheap, but you get to touch it, and that's cool. Touching stuff. There we go. Look at that. Oh, what do you think that feels like? You'll never know unless you get it. That's it. Thanks.